life-threatening situation that these parents are allowing their children to do. Get social services involved. A couple, people made examples of, I think it will slow it down. Anyway, my question at this point, I want to know what the legal ramifications of the dead end of Gerritsen Avenue are. Summer months are coming in, and the droves of jet skis being launched and taken out of the water down there is getting more and more popular. And what happens is, if the Coast Guard, Harbor, and any of the agencies come in to ticket these guys or whatever, they will pull their jet skis now up on the shoreline. Coast Guard loses jurisdiction. These guys will just pull their vehicle out and take off. Most of the trailers are unlicensed. They're parked on the street, unlicensed. I don't know, I mean, I'm on the community board 28 years now, and there are, at the end of Gerritsen Avenue, first there were no parking signs, then it was, then it was allowed to be parking again, and no parking signs were put back again. I don't know what the legal ramifications are down there. Are you allowed to park down there? Yes. I mean, it's a bus turn. These are things that are going through my mind. If they're not allowed to park down there, you've got 20, 30 cars parked down there. This is jet ski business. They have trailers down there, no license plates on or anything else like that. And then, like I said, they're coming out of the water, chased out of the water, and nobody can get them because nobody's around. Whose jurisdiction is it? Well, please?
No, I'll take a look into the, the signage that's supposed to be on the street, as far as, parking, no standing. If the signs are missing, we'll make sure that we notify DOT and they replace them. And we can summons them, I can notify Harbor and see how they can assist us with the jet skis in the water.
An awful lot of, and the other thing is that we have, the parent will bring down the jet ski, but from the shoreline is where the underage driver is going on. Now, once they see something going on, they're instructed to come into shore because nobody can do anything about it. But you're getting 10, 11, 12-year-old kids on these jet skis, and you can't be certified in this unless you're 16. So you're getting underage drivers, all this is all, today starts summer for us, so it's been crazy out there, it's going to be crazy.
I'll look into the parking, we'll notify Harbor, and Frank and Gerald and I will do something jointly together and see what we can do on the beach.
Excellent, thank you.
Anybody else? 6-1, 6-3, any more questions? No more questions for the county inspector? We do have DOT, we do have buildings here. If anybody has any questions for DOT, buildings, come on up. Parking meters? DOT. So any questions for DOT, buildings? Come on up.
Excuse me 1 second. I'm going to be leaving. Anybody that had any issues for the 6-1, if you could please just come to the back and speak with my community affairs officers. If you'd like, if you can give us your name and phone number, we'll follow up, we'll call you back, we'll give you the phone number to community affairs. You can call up, be involved with us, that's what we're there for. And this way you can get a response to whatever issue you had.
I'm sorry, just 1 more minute. Just another thing, if you ever do call the precinct, ask for the name of the officer. They should identify themselves as soon as they pick up the phone, but always get a name. That way, if you call and you're not happy with the service, please ask you to call my special operations lieutenant, and we will follow up. But always get the name.
All right, we just give the Captain George, and Inspector Frank a round of applause. Thank you, guys.
Okay, I'd like to know what the law is with failed parking meters.
Okay, if the parking meter is not working, what?
I called 311 2 weeks ago over on Avenue R, Frank Road, and Flatbush. There are 8
All right, like I said, I've been on the community board 15, a long time. In 28 years, we started off by going for a capital budget of reconstructed streets. By the time we got around to Garrison Beach, they no longer reconstructed streets, they resurfaced streets. We got to be into it 12, 13 years now with these streets. They're in deplorable condition now. We started off with ponding, when we paved and rounded out a path for the water to go because the sewers were all to the side, not back in the middle. All right? Because you don't have a plan for concave streets, you have a plan for convex streets. So our problem is we have ponding constantly. With the winters over the years, now the streets are all breaking up because the cracks are there and the ice gets in it and the cracks are getting bigger and bigger. Our streets are in deplorable condition. Our sidewalks have never been done. Again, we don't have plans for the humps that go from block to block. The city came down and mandated all of our residents to have their sidewalks done. Now, these sidewalks in front of the streets are the city's property. I can show you pictures. They are completely off. Okay. So, the entrances to the streets, the actual streets, are completely broken up, every single one of them. We're also missing curbs. How do we get curbs? It's the sanitation trucks during the plowing time that are knocking off the curbs. So now, you're in a situation where the residents have to cement their own sidewalks, but they don't have curbs to keep the cement on. So what do we do?
Well, basically, the curbs are the responsibility of DOT to fix and repair. That's correct. And so, basically, now what locations are we talking about?
All right, the main one is at Cyrus Avenue in Garrison. It is a bus stop. The entire length of that bus stop, the curb is missing.
Okay.
All right, most of the curbs are missing around the new sewers that were put in.
Right.
All right, the hoods were taken off and put in. Now all those curbs are missing around the sewers, so you have gaping holes sometimes around the sewers. So, but in other locations, there are pieces of curbs actually missing here, there, and everywhere.
Right. Again, the curbs are our responsibility. It is sort of weird that we'd ask you to fix your sidewalks, but you're not fixing the curb, and then that sort of doesn't make any sense. What I will do is I will go back to our sidewalk unit to see. I know we have a curb contract that we recently completed. I don't know what all the locations are. It's a citywide contract, so we have to put it to the queue. Ask them if there's some plan on doing something about curbs down in Garrison Beach. As far as the sidewalk